Hello students, welcome to your e-learning classes of English, and today we are going to study the first chapter from your supplementary reader book, and the name of the chapter, as you can see, is The Tiny Teacher. Alright, so in this chapter, The Tiny Teacher, we are going to learn about the ants who are regarded as the tiny teacher, because from the ants we get to know a lot many things, that is how intelligent they are, how hardworking they are, how much cooperation they have among themselves. Alright, now let's move into the chapter. Though so very small, the ant is unbelievably intelligent and hardworking. Alright. Among the various kinds, the commonest ant is black or red. Ants live in comfortable homes called ant hills. So over here, ants, though they are very small, but still they are unbelievably intelligent as well as they are hardworking. There are various kinds of ants. We all know that is the most common is black and red. Ants, they live in comfortable homes which are known as ant hills. Name the smallest insect you have seen, the wisest. Is it the fly? No, it isn't. Is it the mosquito? No, not the mosquito. Then it must be the worm. So here the author, he is first questioning us that do we know the smallest insect and also the wisest one? So he is just telling that it might be a fly, but it's not the fly. It might be a mosquito, but it is not even the mosquito. Then it must be the worm. No, none of these. It is the ant, the commonest, the smallest, but the wisest insect. So the ants, they are the commonest, smallest and the wisest insect among all other insects. The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue, but people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely, so we know a number of facts about this tiny, hardworking and intelligent creature. So over here from this paragraph, the author is telling that there are many people who have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior very closely. So in this chapter, we come to know a lot many facts about ants and how much tiny, hardworking and intelligent creatures they are. An ant uses its feelers or antennas to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. Each ant greets all others coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. So here what is happening? The ants, they use their feelers or their antennas in order to talk with other ants, and in this way they pass messages through their antennas with each other. Alright. Now you might have seen a group of ants moving up or down the wall. Alright. So whenever they meet each other, they greet each other. Alright. By touching their feelers. With the help of their feelers, they touch both the ants, they touch their feelers and they greet each other. Alright. Now, there are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones. So there are many kinds of ants, but the most common ants that we have seen are black or the red ones. We have seen them since we were children, but haven't paid enough attention to them. So it is seen by all of us that we have seen the ants right from when we were children, but we did not pay much attention to them. Where do they live? Where do the ants live? Do we ever thought or do we ever just think that where do the ants ants live, what do they do, what is their lifestyle. We never think of these. So, in their comfortable homes called nests or ant hills. Now, these ants which we see in our daily lives, they live in comfortable homes which are known as nests or ant hills. Now, what is the meaning of ant hill? A nest in the form of a mound built by ants or termites. Now, you can see in this picture over here, this is the shape, or this is called a ant hill. It is just a mound that is built by the ants or the termites. Okay? Each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. So, in each ant hill, it has hundreds of rooms and passages. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs. So, in some of these 100 rooms, in some rooms, the queen ant, she lays eggs. Others are nurseries for young ones called grubs. So, other rooms, they are the nurseries for the young ones who are known as the grubs. Now, what is the meaning of grub? Grub meaning the larva of an insect. Over here you can see grub, this means the larva of an insect. Okay, so workers have their reserved quarters. So among those 100 rooms, now even the workers who are the worker ants, they have their reserved quarters. They have their own quarters. They spend most of their time searching for food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. Now, what is the work of the worker ants? They spend most of their time searching for the food. And the food which they bring into the anthill, that food is served, that food is stored in the storehouses among these 100 rooms. Among these 100 rooms, there are few storehouses where these foods are stored. Soldiers have separate barracks. So, again the soldier ants, they have a separate barrack. Now, what is the meaning of the word barrack? Barrack means a large building or group of buildings used to house soldiers. That means barrack is a large building or a group of buildings used to house soldiers. That means where the soldiers live. Alright. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out searching for food. So from this line it is clear that each of them do their own individual work. Alright, nobody is interfering with others' work. For example, the worker has never tried to live in soldier's house. The worker ants have never tried to live in the soldier's house. That is the soldier ant's house. And no soldier has ever gone out in search for food. Alright? No worker or soldier or cleaner has ever harmed a grub. Neither the worker nor soldier nor cleaner has harmed the grub. So you see, an ant's life is very peaceful. It is really very peaceful because each one is doing their own duties and they are living in their own houses. Nobody is interfering in others' work, or nobody is quarreling with each other. Nobody is demanding to stay in others' rooms. So that's why it is said that ant's life is very peaceful. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. So from this line it is clear that each of them do their own share of work very intelligently and bravely, and they never fight with the other members of the group. The queen ant has a pair of wings which she casts off before she begins to lay eggs. Now the queen ant, she has a pair of wings which she casts off, that is which she bites off before she begins to lay eggs. Eggs hatch and become grubs. Grubs change into cocoons. Cocoons break to bring forth complete ants. So here what is happening? The eggs first they hatch and they become grubs. Then the grubs they change into the cocoons, and then the cocoons they break and ultimately the complete ants come out. The life of an ordinary ant in the anthill is a book with which many of us seldom open. So the life of an ant inside the anthill, it is just like a book which we never even open anytime. Seldom open means we never even open that anytime. Alright, we don't even think that even the ants also have one life, one kind of life, just as we have, soldiers, workers, everyone. Even the ants are having those. They are having their own lifestyle, their own colony. Alright, so we never study or we never try to know about the life of ants. The queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony. So the queen ant is the mother of the entire population of the colony, that is of the entire anthill colony. The queen ant is the mother. It lives for about 15 years. That is the queen ant, she lives for 15 years. It has a pair of wings but bites them off after its wedding flight. This flight takes place on a hot summer day. The queen leaves the nest and goes out to meet a male ant or drone high up in the air. On its return to earth, it gets rid of its wings and then does nothing but lays eggs. So here what is happening? The queen ant, she has a pair of wings but she bites them off on its wedding flight. Now this wedding flight or this flight takes place on a hot summer day. So what does happen in this flight? The queen leaves the nest, that is the queen leaves the home or the anthill, and it goes out to meet the male ant or the drone high up in the air. Then after their meeting, the queen ant, she returns back to the earth and she gets rid of her wings. That is, she bites off her wings. She starts biting her wings and then does nothing but she lays only eggs. So over here the meaning of the word colony is given, a community of animals or plants of one kind living together. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Soldiers guard them. Workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. So eggs hatch, then from those eggs grubs come out, and the soldiers, it is their responsibility to guard them, that is to guard the grubs. The workers, they feed those grubs, they clean them and they also carry them out daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 more weeks. So 2-3 weeks later, these grubs, they become cocoons and they lie without food or any activity for 3 weeks more. For more than 3 weeks, they lie without any activity. Then the cocoons break and perfect ant appears. Then the cocoon or the shelter, you can say the silky shelter, it breaks and a perfect ant appears. Alright. Now it's time for teaching and training. Then it is the time for them for teaching and training. New ants learn their duties from old ants as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. After a few weeks training, the small ants are ready to go out into the big world of work. So the new ants, they learn their own duties. Suppose they are workers, so from the old worker ants, they will learn their duties. If the new ants are soldiers, then from the old soldiers they will learn their duties, same as builders and cleaners. So from the old ants they learn their duties. Then after few weeks of training, the small ants, they are ready to go out to the outside big world for work. An anthill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures, beetles, lesser breeds of ants and green flies. So till now we have known that anthills are homes only for ants. But here in this paragraph we come to know that the anthill is not only the home for the ants but it is also the home for some other creatures, just as the beetles, the lesser breeds of ants and the green flies. Alright, why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nest? There might be some reason why the ants want these type of alien creatures. Why they are called alien creatures? Because they are the creatures who are from the outside. They do not belong to the ant colony or they do not belong to the ant family. Alright. So what is the reason that the ants want these alien creatures to live in their nest or to live in their anthills? For several reasons. Some give off sweet smells to the ants' senses, others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. The green fly is ant scout. The ants train it to give honeydew like milk with a touch of their antenna. They milk it just as we milk the cow. So here in these few lines the reasons are given why the ants want the alien creatures to live in their nest. The first is some of them give sweet smells to the ants' senses, others give some sweet juices, some are just like the pets, just as we have pet dog or pet cat at home. In the same way, they keep those insects, the other creatures as pets. Alright. Next, the green fly is ants cow. Alright. The ants train them to give honeydew, which is just like a milk. And how do they take the milk from them? With the touch of their antenna. They just touch the antenna in the body of the green fly and they just take the milk from there. They milk it just as we milk cows. Just as we milk the cows, in the same way, the ants also milk the honeydew. Alright? Now, alright. So, two meanings are given over here. The meaning of the word hatch is of an egg, open and produce a young animal, and the meaning of the word cocoons is a silky case spun by the larvae of many insects for protection as pupa. This is the meaning of the word cocoons. Alright, now the last part, from here we come to the end of the chapter and we get to know some moral from these tiny teacher. Let's see what moral we come to know from here. Have humans learned as much as ants have? Perhaps they have, but they haven't put their learning to good use. They may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher: hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. Now, from this small paragraph at the end, the writer or the author, he is first of all asking us, have humans learned as much as ants have? That is, have we humans learned as much as the ants have learned? Alright, because he is saying that though we humans, we are very much educated and we have learned many things, but we don't apply those in our lives when it is required. Alright, we don't put our learning into good use. Alright, they may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher. That is, they over here, the writer is referring to the human beings. That is, we human beings, we still have many things to learn from this tiny teacher. So, what are the things which we can learn from this tiny teacher? So, the things are hard work, sense of duty, discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. So these are the things which we human beings can learn from the tiny teacher. So first of all, hard work. That is, we can see that how much hard working the ants are. The ants, the worker ants, they work from day to night. Every time we see them carrying some food or something, because during the winter season they know that they won't be able to go out. That's why they collect the food, they store it. The worker ants, they also are hard working because they are looking after the grubs. Everyone is doing their own part of hard work. Sense of duty. That means each category of ant, whoever is having what duty, they are doing their own part of duty. Discipline. The meaning of the word discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior. So they have their own discipline, they are not quarreling with each other, neither they are interfering in each other's work or each other's homes. Alright, cleanliness. The worker ants, they are busy cleaning the rooms every time. Alright, even they are doing their part of duty. Care for the young ones. The ants, they care a lot for the young ones. Neither the worker, nor cleaner, nor soldiers, no one harms the grubs or the young ones. And above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. That means they are very much loyal. Firm means strong. Loyalty means the quality of being loyal. Loyal is showing firm and constant support. That is, they are very much true to their land where they live. They do not betray their land where they are staying. Just as we humans, we sometimes due to our jealousy or due to as we want to get more things, so we betray or we become disloyal to the land where we live. Alright, so the ants do not do these kinds of things. They are very much loyal to the land where they live. So I hope the chapter is clear to you. We will be meeting in the next video with some other new chapter. Thank you everyone.